morning, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show coming to you from Carnival Radio. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyukola. Good morning and welcome once again. This is where we review major story from our daily newspaper. From the Punch, I have the Punch with me. I have the Vanguard newspaper. I have the Le Post, and I have the Nation newspaper. But before we read the news in details, we will first read the headlines. I picked the first headline from the Punch newspaper. Ekiti decides security forces mobilize as INEC moves sensitive materials today. No new taxes for fuel telecom, says federal government. XIG Adamu's exit, no threat to APC, says Adamawa chairman. ICPC defends El-Rufai detention as group hires U.S. lobbyist. And now to the news and details. Ekiti decides security forces mobilize as INEC moves sensitive materials today. With just 2 days to the June 20 governorship election in Ekiti State, security agencies, electoral officials, and civil society groups have intensified preparations for what is expected to be one of Nigeria's most closely watched all-cycle elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission will on Thursday today begin the movement of sensitive election materials to the 16 local government areas of the state, while the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed 10,000 personnel, and Nigerian Police Force activated a comprehensive election security framework to safeguard the poll. The heightened preparation came as the Court of Appeal constituted the Ekiti State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, while the Nigerian Air Force confirmed the successful airlift of sensitive electoral materials to support the election and other by-elections scheduled for the same day. The development underscore growing efforts by electoral authorities and security agencies to guarantee a peaceful, transparent, and credible election amid heightened political activities across the state. Ekiti voters are expected to elect a governor from among candidates fielded by 13 political parties contesting the poll across the state's 16 local government areas. 177 wards and over 2,000 polling units. The election is widely regarded as a significant political test ahead of the 2027 general election. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. Ekiti decides security forces mobilize as INEC moves sensitive materials today. In another story from the Vanguard newspaper, no new taxes for fuel telecom, says the federal government. The federal government on Wednesday dismissed reports suggesting it had adopted or was considering the introduction of new taxes on telecommunication services and petroleum products following recommendations contained in the last IMF Article 4 consultation report on Nigeria. The government said the report misrepresented the content of the IMF report and did not reflect its policy direction, insisting that no new taxes were being planned for either the telecoms or petroleum sectors. In a statement signed by the report misrepresented, signed by the head of Information and Public Relations Unit of the Federal Ministry of Finance, F.A. Ovokporie, the government stressed that recommendations contained in the IMF report were not binding on Nigeria and should not be interpreted as official government policy. The clarification comes days after the IMF, in its Article 4 report on Nigeria, recommended a range of revenue-enhancing measures as part of effort to strengthen government revenue and improve fiscal sustainability. The news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. No new taxes for fuel, telecom, says federal government. Moving to another story from the Nation newspaper. Ex-IGP Adamu exit from APC won't affect our chances in 2027, says party chairman. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State, Aliyu Bello, has said the defection of a former Inspector General of Police, Abubakar Adamu, from the APC to the Social Democratic Congress will not affect the chances of the party during the 2027 general elections. The newsmen report that the former IGP lost the recently conducted governorship primaries of the APC to the current senator representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Ahmad Wadada, who is also the preferred candidate of Governor Abdullahi Sule. Speaking during the rally at the Agwan Gayam in the Gayam electoral ward of Lafia, the state's capital, on Tuesday, the APC chairman urged the supporters of the ex-IGP who are still in the party to accept the outcome of the primary election in good faith, emphasizing that power only comes from God. Bello lamented the actions of some supporters of former IGP Adamu who have been engaged in burning brooms as a sign of rejection of the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. He said the heart of burning of brooms by the support groups would not affect the party's relevance and grassroots support during the forthcoming general elections. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Ex-IGP Adamu exit from APC won't affect her chances in 2027, says party chairman. Here is another story from the Post newspaper. ICPC defends El-Rufai detention as group hires US lobbyists. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has defended the detention and prosecution of former Cardinal State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, insisting that its actions are guided strictly by the law and not politics. The Commission's reactions followed the announcement by the El-Rufai Support Group Association that it had engaged Vanguard Africa, a Washington, D.C. based international advocacy firm, to lead a campaign highlighting what it described as the erosion of the rule of law and abuse of due process in Nigeria. Speaking with the newsmen on Wednesday, the ICPC spokesman John Hobder said the commission was not disturbed by the group's decision to seek international support. He said that it's a free world, it's a free society, but people must operate within the confines of the law. Hode also dismissed claims that the anti-corruption agency was being used for political purposes. This news was sourced from the Post newspaper. ICPC defends and Rufai detention as group hires U.S. lobbyist. On to the last news on newspaper review this morning. Yaya Bello trial. EFCC witnessed details alleged kickback scheme. A prosecution witness in the ongoing trial of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello on Wednesday told the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Maitama Abuja, that he paid between 15 and 60% of commissions earned by his company from consultancy services to official of the Kogi State Internal Revenue Service. The witness, who testified as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission 18th prosecution witness, made a disclosure before Justice Miriani Anine while being led in evidence by EFCC lead counsel Kemi Pihero San. The EFCC is prosecuting Bello alongside Umar Shuhaibu Oricha and Abdusalami Hudu on the 16-count charge bordering on criminal breach of trust and money laundering involving 110 billion naira in the case. The witness told the court that his company involved in information technology, software development, and tax automation services was engaged by KSRRS for consultancy work. He explained that the initial agreement provided for a 15% commission on tax connections above 350 million naira, later reviewed downward to 5%. The witness identified former KSIRSM chairman Yakubu Seni as one of the officials he dealt with during the arrangement, adding that payment from his firm's commissions was shared with unidentified stakeholders. For more details, please visit the Punch newspaper. The Yabelo trial, EFCC witness details alleged kickback scheme. To bring this paper review to a close this morning, here is the recap of headlines. Ekiti decides security forces mobilize as INEC moves sensitive materials today. Yaya Bello trial, EFCC witness details alleged kickback scheme. ICPC defends and Rufai detention as group hires U.S. lobbyist. XRG Adamu's exit no threat to APC, says party chairman. No new taxes for few telecom, says federal government. And with that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and App iOS. You can also check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Oyekala. Good morning, and please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.